Let's go.
Hello again, welcome back to our Minecraft island where, just as I said in the last episode, I have just been getting together a whole bunch of cobblestone for us. But I'll admit, that view is actually making me a little sick, so let's just go back to our regular view. Now, the more observant among you might notice that this is actually not the same place that I've been gathering cobblestone at in previous episodes. That is because in between breaking down several pickaxes, I decided to keep going off and doing a little bit of cleaning up around the island. One of those things did include tearing down the old cobblestone generator and making up a new one. I probably should have recorded some of the changes that I made, but I was just in such a focused mood that it did not cross my mind until afterwards. But I think a nice little tour should give a good example of what we've got going. First, let's use up the rest of these pickaxes and see how much cobblestone we wound up with. Oh, there goes one now. And one more. That finishes that up. We have been working at cobblestone for hours on end, and it is definitely good to get a bit of a break from it. Not gonna lie, I have been taking a couple small breaks along the way. This shack that you're looking at here is gonna be one of the new changes we've made. The shack we've made here has plenty of extra storage, and I have it all lined up that we can fill it up with cobblestone as needed. Let's see how that last row of pickaxes did. All right, we got a bunch more cobblestone and a few extra stone pickaxes as well here. I'm going to throw them up top with the items that I've been storing from our inventory and add this to our cobblestone supplies. Like I said, it has been several hours, so let's see how much we wound up with. After storing all that cobblestone away, we wound up with not one, but two full double chests of cobblestone. Okay, so we're missing just a little bit, but it's close enough. It's definitely enough that when converted to slabs, we should have plenty of distance we can cover. But it's probably also time to show you what I've been up to between episodes. Like I said, I might have gotten a little carried away in fixing things up, but you can see now we have a little cobblestone shack for ourselves. It is able to generate the same amount of cobblestone as before. I just decided to make it a little bit prettier than we had previously. This, of course, has been constructed just across from our house, which I have also moved the berries over to. I didn't manage to get the grass spread over to it, but it's a project we can get to eventually. I also threw together a little pond as our new water source. I thought it would just look a little cuter than that block we had over there. But otherwise, our house is looking the same. Let's climb up onto our tower so we can get a clearer view of the changes. We also have a little bit better view of the cobblestone shack that we've created, including a large chimney at the top, just pumping out some of the heat from the lava it has. But you can also see in the background, there was a major change in our farming. It's something I maybe got a little carried away with in between episodes. You can see over my shoulder that I also just relocated the mobs that we caught last episode to make them a little bit more out of the way. And finally, I just added a little decorative circle right at 0, 0, just to mark where the absolute center of the world was. To make a little room there was the main reason I chose to move the cobblestone generator. I just got a little carried away in the meantime. I think that this farm expansion just makes it a little bit cuter and really helps solidify some of our efforts from the last episode. We've kept our large square of wheat, but added a little bit of potato and a little bit of carrot on either side, and kept another small grassy pasture just to be able to have the chance of spawning animals and to keep a little bit of greenery in our life. We also gave our glowberries a major improvement by making this cute little harvesting platform for it that we can just walk right along the side and trim it all right down. Eventually, I'd like to put some more trapdoors along the top here just to protect these upper glowberries, but I would rather wait until I have another type of wood to do that. But we can now keep those safely stored away in a barrel outside, as well as another barrel that I just keep a couple sweet berries in when I remember to harvest those guys. Obviously, I have been harvesting and expanding in the meantime, but I've been letting them grow up just so that we can do one good christening of harvesting all the crops once on camera. Ooh. Ah, yes, that sweet satisfaction. And we can't forget the potatoes. And now we just collect and replant. Always nice to have a plentiful harvest, especially these carrots and potatoes. Having just put it all away, I would say we have some pretty good supplies. And of course we got some of the extra dirt from the farmland by shearing off the dirt and gravel from the trail ruin next door. I also built a little staircase down to it and changed all the suspicious gravel to be covered with spruce wood just so it would stand out a little bit better than the cobblestone did. And speaking of this trail ruin, we do have our friends that we made from over there last time. We do have these llamas that we met in the last episode that we befriended, and I asked for a couple names for them. Unfortunately, I didn't get very many suggestions down in the comments. However, I did have a few friends who reached out to me with some suggestions, and some of them were pretty good. I thought I would choose two of my favorites. I would like you all to officially welcome to the island, Spit and Shine. The brown one will be Spit on account of how much he just did not care for me at first. And in order to pay homage to the journey we went on trying to get a bed, I decided to name this one Shine after our pursuit of sunshine. It's nice to have a couple neighbors, but we're definitely going to have to do something about giving them a home. But I think that's enough touring. I made promises for adventure, and I plan to keep those. Let's just go ahead and get some sleep so we can strike out in the morning. Alright, so it's morning, and I've gathered up everything that I think I'm going to need to go out adventuring and try to find some new things for us. We have, of course, all of our basic tools. We have a bow in case we need some long-range damage. We have a bed in case we need to sleep. I'm also taking a little bit of a risk in bringing our water bucket, just in case I need to get down to anything. Of course, I'm also bringing a bit of bread and some torches that we can use to light up anything along the way. As well, I'm bringing a bunch of cobblestone here that I'm going to convert into slabs, and that should get us moving. Though I will say I don't think our armor is going to do us a lot of good over the void, so I think for now I'm just going to take it off and maybe put it on this armor stand behind us. There we go, now we can honor our ugly display of armor. Without any further ado, I say we get headed off to adventure. I guess the question just is, where do we go from here? I think this might be the best way to go, being we can already see that there is a few things out this direction that might be worth exploring. So let's go ahead and head out. So we've made it out to the splitting point out here, and I can definitely see up ahead there that that is going to be a sunken ship that is just asking to be looted. We are going to very carefully come over here and just continue the platform that we started and start working out that direction, I'd say. When the night starts to come in like this, I'm just going to put myself a little bed in the middle and get some sleep right away. And now that we're awake, we can go ahead and break our bed back down and just get right back to bridging. Oh, it looks like it's starting to come into view now. We are getting so close to it. A little bit further and we should be right over top. Then out some towards it. Let's see, I think we are over top. So if we're very careful about this, we can set up a little platform and try to get down as safely as possible. So if I put this right here, that should go down. We might be just off from it, but it should be the perfect spot. I think we could actually use a little more space. I'll sacrifice this cobblestone for it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous to go down there. And let's go. Ooh. Yeah, this is definitely scary. I am not going to rush getting down there. I can see some fish spawning down there. It's a shame we don't have any extra water. We can catch them in our pond. It's becoming nighttime. I'd like to get down a little faster. Boy, does it make me nervous. We look like we are at the bottom of the world here. I think this will be close enough. Let's quickly get some sleep. All right, and right off the bat, I can see our first treasure chest here. Oh, look at that. We've got some smithing templates and a buried treasure map. I don't really think it's something that we're going to need, but we'll hang on to it anyways. I'd like to just cover up any holes that make me uncomfortable, which is going to be all of them. Some more smithing templates, coal, and a leather tunic, which is nice because we did not actually have one, as well as a couple pieces of suspicious stew and some potatoes. We'll hang on to them for now, but I don't think it's something that we're going to keep. There is also a lot of dark wood and jungle wood on here, but I'll be honest, I don't really feel like tearing it down, especially with how close to the bottom we are. Oh, the sound of a fish falling scared me. We've got a bunch more iron. I don't really need the gunpowder at the moment, so let's take the emeralds. In fact, I'll put some of these things in here and hang on to just the important stuff. We can use a bottle of enchanting. I don't think we need any more potatoes or poisonous potatoes or any of these items in here for the moment. I think we'll be good with what we have. No saplings, which is a shame, as that was what I was looking for. Oh no. Actually, looking around, it looks like we're on the level that shipwrecks are going to spawn at, so we should head out to those two first and see if we can't find anything in them. I think we should just make this ship a bit of a base of operations for the moment. So that'll of course include lighting it up, so nothing can spawn on us. We're just gonna have to get used to the sound of fish slapping behind us. I don't like that. If I'm honest, I don't really like any of this. Ugh, especially the slapping fish. I think this box that we were just going to dump things into, I think we can dump more valuable things into for the time being. All right, so I fixed up a little room inside of the sunken ship in order to give us just a safe place to branch out to get to those other two sunken ships. I did break my axe in the process, but I figured this is just a nice place to stash my loot in the meantime, just to keep me from going back and forth from our major island. The entire time that I was fixing it up, we had fish just dropping out of the sky, as well as octopus, and they have just been leaving a bounty for me at my door. I did not expect that they would leave coral as well, at least the item variant of it. So that's a little bit of a surprise and definitely a happy one, as well as a bit of an access to tropical fish and ink sacs, which we can use to make black dye if we need to. In the meantime, I've just stashed all of my things between these three chests here, cobblestone, wood that I've collected from the sunken ship here, and then just everything else, including our ores, our treasures, and just a bit of food that we've managed to get. I think we're going to be all right with the amount of cobblestone we still have, as we've only used up about half of what we did. Let's just get some sleep and carry on to those next sunken ships. I think right here seems like as good a place as any. Of course, as we travel, we make sure to place all the slabs on the bottom half, preventing any mobs from being able to sneak up behind us, as I was not looking to get into a fight on these narrow bridges, especially so close to the bottom of the world. But it seems like the amount of cobblestone I grabbed was not going to cut it, so we had to fall back to our basic boat-based base camp. Yikes, we made some good progress out to those, but we do not quite have enough cobblestone to make it all the way to those. We're going to have to do another run back to the island and grab a bit more. We can go ahead and be brave and try to take everything good home with us. I suppose we have everything we need for one trip back at least. Oh, okay. Too close for comfort. Too close for comfort. Let's just carefully get back up this. Channel our inner fish. All right, we've made it. I have never been so happy to be back on one of these dangerous platforms. Let's just run back and get that cobblestone, shall we? Look at that island coming into view. That looks nice, doesn't it? And here's that beautiful island of ours now. It's so good to be home. Man, I've got to say, this place is looking nice. Since I have an extra one of these red ones, let's go ahead and stick it in here. And stash everything else we have. Perfect, we got everything stashed. Now let's just go ahead and grab a little more water. And more cobblestone. Thankfully, we still have plenty of supplies. This amount of cobblestone should keep us going for a little bit longer. I'll just cut back in once we get to that next shipwreck, or something more exciting happens. All right, we made it to the next one. We've just got to work our way inside. And I want to make sure it is well lit up, so we have nothing sneaking up on us. Looks like it might just be the one treasure chest in here. But I've got to say, a nice little treasure chest. Plenty of emeralds, a lot more iron, a bit more gold, and I'll definitely take these iron nuggets as well. It never hurts. Oh, and we've got one more treasure chest hidden right around the corner. Another buried map, a few more armors, and just some more books and paper. The book will be nice, especially considering we don't have cows yet, but not really going to be needed until we can get a lot more of them. And of course it's nighttime. I left my bed back at our base camp. I won't say that this shipwreck was a bust, but I certainly had higher hopes. I won't complain about the ores though. We'll just finish running back, get a bit of sleep, and end this terrible, terrible rain. Alright, it's morning, and the weather seems to have cleared up, so let's take these extra slabs we have and just head on out to that other shipwreck over there. Thankfully, I think we've already intersected it somewhere along the way, so we should just need to line it up and get traveling. Right about here looks fine. Let's go! We made it! Let's see what we've got to find. It's promising that it's made out of oak. Alright, so what do we have? We've got some TNT and some armor, more smithing templates, and a bit more food, mostly poisonous potatoes. That can't be the only thing here. Well, that was disappointing. At least we've got this nether portal over here that we can check out. But first, I definitely want to make sure we get some sleep. Good morning. Let's just get right on over to that portal. Alright, well, it's no sapling, but it'll have to do. We made it over to this nether portal. So let's see what we've got in the loot chest. A golden apple! That's exactly what we were looking for. Wait a minute, that means that you can get golden apples from these nether portals. That might just be an easier way of trying to get to them. And a shovel with silk touch? Are you kidding me? That's so nice. I'm gonna just toss out our old shovel and take this one for now. That block of gold won't hurt either. It looks like these portal ruins are going to be a lot more useful than we thought. In fact, come to think of it, I'm gonna do a little bit of digging around here and see if there isn't one other resource that we could use. No, it is not this netherrack. Ouch. It looks like we actually wound up coming across another gold block. I don't have the iron pickaxe to be able to harvest at the moment, but it's something that I can always come back and get if I need. And another one. I'll admit I took a little free cam peek underneath it to see if we had any more room to dig under it, and it looks like this is the lowest level we can get. We've got 2 blocks of gold that we'll be able to harvest, but unfortunately, no lava, which is what I was looking for. I can't believe I didn't remember you can get golden apples from these ruined portals. I'm gonna keep an eye out for those from here on out. In addition to sources of saplings, of course. Let's just head on back to base camp for now. I think on the way back, I might stop at this ocean ruin and see what I can get from there. Just tunnel up and who knows? The ruined portal surprised me, so maybe the ocean ruins have a surprise for me as well. Ah, home sweet home away from home. Stash all of our goodies in here. I'm gonna trade out a couple of these slabs for cobblestone. And as usual, get a little bit of sleep. Whatever ancient human invented sleeping is my best friend. I want to start with a little platform here at the base to make myself feel a little safer. And let's get towering up. And we've made it. Let's see what we have. Ooh, a buried treasure chest. Oh great, a curse of vanishing fishing rod. Just what I always wanted. I don't want to risk digging too far down and damaging any of the suspicious gravel. I would still love to come back after we get an archaeology brush. Alright, we've got another chest over here. And another buried treasure map. And more coal. We'll take it. I will not turn down free gravel. Hey, and another chest. Yes! Yes! Another golden apple! That means we actually have enough in order to convert our 2 villagers back. Only thing that could make this better would be access to more saplings. Alright, SKYBLOCK. You've convinced me. Every island is important. Oh, another chest. Emeralds, another buried treasure map, and coal. Whoops. How am I only just now finding out that's an advancement? I guess gravel never survived long enough in my inventory. We do have this treasure map right here that... Oops! How'd that happen? I don't think finding buried treasures is going to be much of a challenge for us here. In fact, there's one right there. I see another chest. Let's see. Bunch more coal, rotten flesh, and another fishing rod. Luck of the sea, at least. I'll take that one instead. And another emerald won't hurt. And I see another chest right there. What do we got? Oh boy, a bunch of stone axes. And another buried treasure map. We'll put this one in here as a friend. No! Every one of those that we break is one less piece of treasure we could have gotten in the future. I think staying any longer is just tempting fate. We should call this a victory and head on home. Oops. Uh-oh. We don't have anything to make another one. I guess we'll just have to go down the old-fashioned way. Dangerously. I hate doing this, I hate doing this, I hate doing this. Alright, we made it safe. We'll just leave that pillar there for good measure. Let's head back to base camp. Shipwrecks, islands, thank you so much for all the loot you offered me today. Alright, I've stashed my stuff. Let's gather up everything that we deem important and bring it home. Of course, we want all of our treasures and our golden apples. We'll take the fishing rod and coal while we're at it. Might as well take the smithing templates. From here, I'd like to bring all of our gravel and these mossy stones. it doesn't hurt to just take back some of these extra little bits as well. And I'll just take 2 suspicious stew for the last bit. We caught a fish. It seems like a blue tang. Just don't notice all the corpses splattered around, buddy. There's our beautiful island. Hi, Spit. Hi, Shine. I'm home. And you two could care less. Well, I'm glad I'm home. Let's get back to stashing all our stuff. So we have everything put away from that little excursion we went on, other than our little fish that we caught. But that's someone I would like to release outside in the pond. I don't believe he'll despawn if I'm the one who puts him down. Why not leave a little name suggestion for us in the comment section, so we can have something for this little fishy here. You're free. Aw, doesn't that look lovely? Just a little bit of life in this pond. Hopefully he won't get stuck anywhere. In fact, we've got plenty of bones, so let's give him something he can hide in. Beautiful. I think that was a day well spent. Let's get some sleep and start it all up tomorrow. Good morning, house. Good morning, Spit. Good morning, Shine. Good morning, little fishy friend. Good morning, new cobble farm, who thanks to all of this is possible. And finally, good morning to this silk touch shovel, which I'm gonna try to get a bit of grass with. Yes, perfect. Grass blocks. Between this shovel and all the gravel that we picked up over at the ocean ruin, we should have no problem expanding our yard quite significantly. Give me just one moment with this. Alright, so after converting the gravel to dirt and then relining the center we have here with a bit more dirt and putting some grass to spread, we wound up with a little over a stack of dirt left. I think at some point I do want to just smack that around in places just to try to give a bit more greenery throughout the island. But I'll admit, dirt was one of the last things on my mind for today. I did promise this episode would be about adventuring. Though, I'll be honest, I may take a little bit of a detour and come over and handle these mobs over here. I think that the zombie villagers have waited this long. They can wait a little bit longer. Let's continue our adventure. There's a little more out this way that I just can't quite pass up, so we're heading back for it. We're gonna make use of this old ladder that we created in one of the first episodes. We're gonna head out from the platform that we gathered the buried treasure at before, because we do have 2 more just off in the distance that I'd like to gather. And maybe we'll get close enough to that nether portal to go check that out too. I know that that's not going to lead to any saplings, but it might give us emeralds, which we could use to trade with a wandering trader. Ignoring the fact that we do have everything we need in order to get the villager trading going. But what's living if you don't go on an adventure now and then? All right, we made it. Go ahead and build up a little platform for ourselves, just to harvest all the sand and to get a little sleep, being as it's already turning night. I will say it is making me less nervous, but my stomach is still in knots being up this high. And let's open this gift. We'll take the sand and the sandstone, just as a little appetizer. Then let's see what's in this chest. All right, we've got an iron sword, which is a nice little upgrade. A few pieces of iron and some prismarine. Looks like a potion of water breathing and the usual things you're gonna find, your gold, your emeralds, your fish. Let's take everything now. That's not a bad haul, but I was hoping for some diamonds. We still have one more chance, though, with the other buried treasure chest there. That seems to be in line. Over the void. All right, we're here. And that platform is covered. Let's take our treasures. And let's check the box. What do we got? Ooh, more diamonds. And a lot of iron. We have more fish, another heart of the sea, and another piece of gold. TNT, I guess, could come in handy someday. Maybe if I figure out how to do something much more advanced. So I do want to drop these treasures off at home, but I do notice out in this direction, we do have another one of those portals and another shipwreck, or at least looks like part of one here. I think we can travel out that way, but again, I think we should head home with the stuff we have first. Maybe even considering building our line from the lower path, just to make it an easier connection, as I think that's going to be more on level with what that is anyways. Of course, we're going to have to drop down onto the shipwreck, but that should be fine. I think we've gotten a little bit better hang of it. This part still makes me nervous, though. Oh. Scary. And let's go home. Our little centerpiece is looking nice and lively now. At least as lively as it can be as a flat circle of grass. Alright, our items are safely stashed away. We can head back out. Well, that one actually looks like it's a little bit higher, but if we carry on from this level, it should be fine. We can just staircase up to it. Alright, we have made it to another structure. Of course, we want to keep ourselves safe here while we climb up. Ooh, we've got a golden pickaxe, which gives us Curse of Vanishing. Not as great as the other one, but it certainly won't hurt. Ooh, some lava. That's what I was hoping to see. Let's just find somewhere that we can dump this water in the meantime and grab that lava for ourselves. I'm actually going to leave the lava here as I don't have an immediate use for it as I would have the water. So let's take that so we can get down to the shipwreck over here. Looking at it a little bit closer, it doesn't seem like it's fully formed. I don't think that one's going to have any treasure for us. So going to it might be a bit of a waste of time. I know this wasn't the epic adventure that I had originally planned it to be, of striking out into the world and not stopping until we found a sapling. But we did wind up getting a few other important things that are really going to help out. Those golden apples, for instance, are going to save a lot of time. I think we should just go on home and work on converting those zombie villagers. And quickly get home before it gets too dark. Though I think we're already a little too late. Thankfully, the way should be safe at night. We've slept recently enough that we shouldn't have any phantom problems. There's that beautiful island. Isn't she just gorgeous? If we come around the backside of our cobble farm, we have a little fire escape up to the top. There we go. Good enough place to store it. Stepping back, we did get that in place properly. We don't have any sideways flow. Let's just stash the rest of our goodies. I will say I do think we wound up with a pretty good haul, including these 5 diamonds. That's enough for a pickaxe and an enchanting table. We've got everything put away, and I spent the rest of the night just sorting out my armor, trying to figure out what was the best set that I could make. And as it turns out, it's this set right here. Let's go ahead and put this on for now. And there's one other piece of equipment that I need to make. If we get our old familiar, iron and wood, we can make our spruce shield. Wow, look at us looking so defensive. I also want to jump into this chest in our kitchen where we've been storing our potions and grab our 2 golden apples. It's finally time to convert those zombie villagers. Now, I'm hopeful it should be a pretty simple process here, as we have everyone already trapped in boats. We have the witch in the middle one and the zombie villager on either side. That way, once they do get converted back, the 2 zombies won't immediately kill each other. But first, we just have to get the witch to splash them with a potion of weakness. Without killing us, of course. Let's give it a try now. Oh, that's poison. Come on. Weakness. Weakness. Give me weakness. Come on, throw another potion. Oh. It's harming. Weakness. Oh, weakness. There we go. All right. That's one villager starting to convert. And I'm going to clear this out in the meantime as well, just to keep it a little quieter. Let's seal him back up and let him get back to healing. We are back to full health, so we can start on the other guy. She'll probably poison us. There we go. Give us the weakness. We are a little too hurt to keep going. Let's heal back up. Come on, weakness. I've got to back up again. Don't worry. We'll get this taken care of. Oh. Looks like we have our first one cured. Now, if only we can get the second one cured. Give us the weakness. Give us weakness. Nope, just double poison. You would think she wouldn't be so interested in poisoning herself so often. There's a poison. And a weakness. All right, we've done it. We've gotten them both. We just need to wait for this one to heal up the rest of the way, and then he'll be just like his friend here. Can you all please keep it down? Thank you. Creepers can stay. Let's just sit and wait for this last one to convert. Oh, and there he goes. He's finally converted. These two villagers are going to play such a huge role on the island. Let's just say I'm gonna need a few more of these, if you catch my drift. For the moment, though, I think I'm just gonna keep them locked away to keep them safe. Sorry, you two. Your apartment might be cramped now, but it's definitely going to get much worse. But yay, a population! I guess the second half of our adventures today was adventures in human resources. Not to mention a little bit of necromancy. Since we're going to need a fair bit of wool to make the beds for the villager breeder, I think we can make a little upgrade to our mob farm as well. While exploring today, we found a bunch of iron and a bunch of iron nuggets. So I'd like to convert those iron nuggets into full pieces of iron. Now we're going to need a bit more wood and those into chests. And we combine those chests with our iron to make a few hoppers. We're going to need 9 of them. I know that's a big investment of iron, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. We get even more log, some charcoal, and we make up just a couple more sticks. And we make 9 campfires to go with our 9 hoppers. Now it's nighttime, so of course we're going to take a sleep and get this going in the day. And hopefully for the last time, we build up on top. Now that we have those blocked off, we kill off the last mobs. And we should be safe to remove this platform. It's a little scary knowing how many mobs must be just above us right now. But we throw in a line of chests here. Make them a double. And let's feed these hoppers directly into those. Now we should be able to remove this outer lip here, because instead we are going to line the top of the hoppers with campfires. And for the aesthetics, I'm just going to cover the whole thing in spruce trapdoors. And on the bottom as well. Alright, now we just need to break this open and they should start toasting themselves. So now that that seal is broken, all the mobs are just dropping directly onto here. If I open this up, you can see how the system works. They fall onto here, onto the fire, which burns them that last little bit. All of their drops go right into the hoppers, which collect directly into here. Now I don't even need to do the work of killing the mobs myself. Adventures in automating. And the nice part is, if we get bored, we can just open it up and enjoy the show of watching mobs die. That didn't sound nearly as crazy in my head as it did when I said it out loud. Let's just close this up. Don't worry, villagers, I'll get you squared away real soon. Just gotta keep an eye out for mob drops. Whoa, getting that string took no time at all. We already have a stack and a quarter already. Yeah, sure, some of that string was stuff we already had, but you know what? It'll be enough for one. If we're honest, we're only really gonna need 4 of them. but I do want to hang on to my extra utility bed. This leftover wool will just be extra. Now, I will admit it has gotten pretty late in the real world, and all this talk of bed has made me pretty sleepy myself. Maneuvering villagers can be a pain even when you have minecarts, and that's not something we have access to yet. I'm gonna go get a little bit of real life sleep and get started on that real life tomorrow. But friends, that's going to be all the time we have for today. This episode has already ran on a bit longer than I expected, but it's something I'm willing to forgive for the sake of adventure. Of course, it's Slipshot, and this has been our solo play of Minecraft Skyblock Infinite. I hope you all enjoyed coming with me as we eked out just a little bit more progress. Thank you all so much for sticking with me if you're still here, and maybe if you have the time, you could consider leaving a like on the video. It would really mean a lot to me. I am also actively trying to grow my channel so we can celebrate milestones together, so if you haven't subscribed and liked what you saw, why not just give me a chance? And to those who have, please try to share it with others if you can. I can't grow without the help of each one of you. And of course, don't forget to leave a name suggestion for our little blue fishy friend down in the comments. Or just whatever you feel like telling me. Everyone have an amazing rest of your day. Remember to try to be the good in it. I'll catch you all in the next one.
And with that, let's temporarily stop the recording.